Motorized gimbal? Nope. Simply a motorized standing desk and something to press the button with. Am I right? Thanks for tuning into this channel. We're talking about church cinematography, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite phrases, where it's just make it work. I first learned about the phrase make it work from Tim Gunn, from his work in Project Runway, and just sort of the sense of, okay, y'all, make it work. And that motto, or that quick, succinct phrase of making something work with what you have, has always been something that I've done. MacGyvering things, that was sort of the joke when I was a kid, is that I'm going to do this like MacGyver would have done it. So how do we do that thing? How do we make this part work? And that is sort of a motto of so many people throughout time who take what they have and use what they have for the best of their abilities in their community. This week I had the chance to talk to a group of theologians and training, seminary students at Candler School of Theology, where I went for both my degrees, to talk to them about technology for ministry. I took that course in 2008 when I was a seminarian with Dr. John Weaver, and it changed my perception of how technology and theology interact. It set me on a course to begin doing some small amount of film work and video things then, and then later as a college minister at Emory when I finished in 2009, all the way through until now when I'm at Oak Grove and doing this on the regular. Pandemic hits and everyone is interested in this topic now. And so that was a huge part of my looking back on that. And today I got to share with some of those students some of that journey, but also talk about how we're doing things here at Oak Grove and how we're looking to do church cinematography in new and innovative ways. I had a stack of boxes that were diaper boxes that my wife let me borrow from her home makeshift office that we use to stack up a laptop. So you're looking at the camera. And so I'll show the picture here. Ridiculous, but the phrase make it work is sort of what encapsulates that. And in that semester, I got my first MacBook, my first Apple product to use, a computer that I later found out made more sense to me. Everybody can do everything with all the computers. This is not a fanboy ad for Macintosh or Apple products. But for me, that moment in that time of being in that course to learn about Gutenberg and the printing press and how it revolutionized the work of the church was so powerful and meaningful to me. But also what was equally important was thinking about what technologies were apparent to us then and how those technologies influence the way we tell stories. That's where I first learned about Marshall McLuhan, and the medium is the message, and the way by which we tell the story becomes the story, that the way we're telling something vastly shapes what it is and how it goes. Our project then was in the course was to film a sort of an interview session with a local nonprofit that worked with folks in the streets in the Ponce Highland corridor as it was shutting down and then rebirthing into something new. In that course, I got to edit video for the first real time, to make videos explaining things, and to bring that to bear in my work as a college ministry intern, later then became the campus minister for the Methodist world at Emory. And so that course with Dr. Weaver, Technology for Ministry, shaped a big part of who I was as an emerging theologian and a person interested in how we use TV and film to explain things. But all the way through technology from ministry, from writing and copies of the Bible with Gutenberg, all the way through until now. And so I had the chance to guest lecture today for a conversation that students were having about video production and about how I'm doing what we do here at Oak Grove and how we film and how we use cameras to tell the story both in worship and also things that are happening in the wider church here in our community. And it was a rich conversation with the students who had great questions, but also it was a great chance for me to reminisce that making something work with what you have, whether, again, as I've said in previous videos, if that's just your cell phone, planning stuff out and making it work with that, great. If it's an old camera you have laying around, it's something you can borrow from a friend for a day, but the intentionality with which you film things, with which you work with content, creating content for the edification of your community and people's spiritual lives. And so the course of Technology for Ministry became a huge part of my emerging interest in cameras and cinematography and photography and video, and a big part of who I am now. Who knew that 12 years ago when I was in that course in seminary, how it would change my world, and getting my first MacBook and buying a camera and then going from there. And so that phrase, make it work, that I first learned from Tim Gunn in Project Runway is a sort of encapsulation of doing with what you have and making something meaningful, planning out what you're doing with it. I often tell people that the best content on the internet is not necessarily the best filmed or the most eloquently spoken necessarily, but it's what's real and meaningful for people. So encourage y'all to go out there and make it work with whatever you have, whatever your thing is. Figure out the best way you can do the most with what you have. And so with that, thanks again for watching this video and this channel. If it's helpful to share this channel with folks who are looking for ways to do better with church cinematography, please do that. You can subscribe to it, like the videos, as well as share them with friends and other folks who are trying to do this better. So that's all for me today. Thanks so much, guys. And now the clean exit with the awesome desk. Let's see if this goes up. I'll see you in the next video. Oh! Well, that's as high as the desk goes. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you soon. Bye.